Good afternoon, everybody, to my friends in India, and good morning to everyone in Europe. I'm pleased to invite everybody on this webinar today. It's a very special, actually exciting event for all of us, something we've been visualizing, planning, and very, very keen to see how it goes up and alive. EBTC has been around 5 years. And we've been working now for a while, helping European companies and researchers do business and joint collaboration projects and research in India. And with the launch of the ETech in September 2013, we began to look at different ways of really introducing European tech to India and India project opportunities and India technology needs to the European audience. While we are today, ETech is live and can be accessed through the EBTC website, we often have, we began to design our ETech calendar, trying to address some of the questions we hear. For example, we're often asked by Indian companies, what are the technologies that one has in Europe? And yes, if we share with them, a list, they've always asked, so who really wants to work in India? So, and on the European side, there's always the need, for general exposure and understanding of what kind of project opportunities really exist. So, EBTC is constantly, in fact, connected with the technology companies in Europe and with the project proponents in India. Today, in fact, if you visit the EBTC website, you can review the project opportunity descriptions from India. But we just thought, why not create a live environment where European companies can pitch their technologies and Indian companies can actually pitch what technologies they're looking for. So this is really about creating a live, fun, informal environment for technology discovery. And I think a lot of the times discovery, knowledge kind of leads to innovation and partnerships. So really what, if you see the kind of, we have worked very closely with our partners at Coventry University and all of the Indian organizations that we are in touch with to kind of come up with the presentations that are going to happen today. Please excuse any glitches because we're doing this for the first time. I've often visited events where this is done really in a hall, but today we're doing this live on a webinar. There are people actually today talking from the UK, from India and Singapore. So, Delhi and Bangalore. So it's, so if there are any technical glitches, please accept our apologies, but we're trying our best to keep this as smooth and fun as possible, and so that you can actually learn, and the end result, we're hoping to actually achieve business. The technology and opportunity pitches are unrelated, by the way. They are all individual, they're independent, they're not related to each other, not even sector-wise. And all of these pitches will be recorded and they would be available on the ETech platform for you to review, more slowly, to review again if you like, and actually decide if you would like to, if you're a European entity, if you would like to collaborate with the Indian person who pitched, or if you're an Indian company, if there's a specific technology that you would like to avail from what we pitched. And these pitches are going to we're going to have one more set of pitches in the month of June and the next one in September. But of course, you will receive an email announcing the date and specifics of each of the pitches as they happen. So these are the quick messages I wanted to give. And before I hand over to the speakers, I want to quickly, mention that we have, the following speakers from the UK. There is Dulas, there is Aceongroup, there is the Center for Alternative Technology, and there is Technolink, and of course you're going to hear about their offers in a few minutes. So I'm not going to talk about what they have to share, and there are the opportunity pitches from India, including companies Unitech Water, Samics Research Materials, Seed India, and McNally Bharat Engineering. I also want to really thank our speakers. I know this is also a unique environment. Some of you are not also in the country and you'll have agreed to kind of come and make yourselves available. I really appreciate your enthusiasm to join us, join EBTC in bringing forward this new format to audiences in Europe and India. A quick message to the speakers about how this is going to work. All of you will have 5 to 6 minutes only for your pitches. You will be individually unmuted before your time. Your order is already listed on this particular slide. So literally after every 6 minutes, you can expect one person to start. The format, when you need your slide to be changed, the controls for slide change lie with us over here. So please, as you speak, mention change slide or next slide, and we'll flip the slide for you. And I think that's the message for the speakers. And to the audience, kindly note that we are the way we've designed talks is in such a way that we are not going to have live Q&A. But because I feel a lot of the technology discussions and the people wanting to discuss partnerships should happen offline in a more private environment. So the way the whole talks has been designed is to let people take questions offline. So any questions you have, or if you want to contact any of the companies, either the UK or the Indian ones, please drop an email to EBTC at bengaluru@ebtc.eu. So that's my quick introduction to the webinar, and I am going to quickly check if our first presenter, Dulas, is ready to go. Guy,
yeah, we're ready to go here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good morning or good afternoon.
You have 5 to 6 minutes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Good day, everybody. Guy Watson here, Head of International Operations at Dulas Ltd in the UK, one of the UK's leading renewable energy companies. Slide. Sorry, could it change the slide? Yeah. Dulas has been, we were founded in 1982, so we've got more than 30 years experience in the renewable energy sector across the world. We have a very strong mission to help with the poorest of the poor. Our key areas of expertise in developing countries have been with primary healthcare, water supply, and education. I'm a bit lost on the slide, so that's okay. So if you could change the slide, thank you very much. So over the years, we've delivered a large number of solar, wind, hydro, and biomass projects, both in the UK and globally. We've been very pioneering. We're responsible for the first wind farms in the UK and for the first solar vaccine refrigerators and blood storage refrigerators globally. Currently, we're exporting to around 30 plus countries per year. Slide, please. We pride ourselves on our high quality standard, and Dulas holds many significant accreditations, some of which you can see on the slide here. Key, I think, for today is that we abide by the WHO PQS standards, and we have accreditation for all our products, which allowed us to supply under the UN banner. That means we can supply to all the UN organizations, UNICEF, the World Health Organization, etc. Slide, please. We have a worldwide partner network. We work very closely with our local partners and agents and distributors around the world. This ensures that we keep standards high. We're able to deliver high quality local installation, and we're able to look after sales service. This network is growing every year, and we welcome opportunities to work with new partners in new countries, new provinces, new geographical regions. Slide, please. We pride ourselves on delivering inspiring and engaging training, developing inter-country capacity and skills. This is very, very important and a very strong part of our mission. We really want to empower local technicians, local engineers to be able to install, maintain, and look after the equipment that we provide together with our partner network. Slide, please. Key, I think, for today's pitch is the solar refrigeration that Dulas has been involved in. So we're market leaders. We've been enabling innovative solar cold chain solutions for more than 30 years. We're continuously developing and growing our solar refrigeration portfolio. Slide, please. Why solar? Really, not much to say here. Solar technology is inherently reliable and it's very well suited to decentralized applications, and it's a perfect match for the primary healthcare applications that we're involved in, and also for education and for water supply solutions. Slide, please. All our refrigerators are independently tested to the rigorous World Health Organization standards. Just give you a brief run through. So the VC150 refrigerator we have been manufacturing for many, many years, and it's the backbone of many cold chain and vaccine distribution systems globally. Slide, please. The VC65 is utilized in smaller health units and very remote locations. And just to give you some idea, we supplied and supported some 2,000 VC65 installations in 2013 alone. Slide, please. For those that are keeping up with the technology, then our novel and pioneering solar direct drive refrigeration systems are now available and are the result of 14 years of research and development utilizing frozen water and high-tech phase change materials as the primary energy storage and distribution system. Slide, please. Our battery-free combined refrigerator and ice pack freezer is currently with the WHO in testing, awaiting approval, and will be launched imminently. And this adds to our portfolio, and in addition to vaccine storage, also allows freezing of ice packs which are used in vaccine carriers for outreach vaccination work. Slide, please. Jump to the next slide as well. Sorry, could you jump to the next slide? Just a little indication, one back please. On the map gives an idea of where we've got high densities of installations of primarily solar refrigerators in India currently. We're not able to track everything, and these are the installations that we really know about where we've got significant volumes. Many more installations have been undertaken by United Nations and NGO organizations, but we're not able to publish the data about those locations. Slide, please. Just a picture of some of our recent training. I believe this was the year before last. This is one of our trainers, David Elliott, in Pune, with happy students as part of a 2-week training program there. Slide, please. In support, we're able to provide, obviously we provide excellent manuals. In-country training is available. We can do email and Skype technical support. So we're fully supportive of all our projects, and we want to run with our projects. We want to keep in contact with our projects, so we're available for you. Slide, please. This slide gives you an idea of the high level of professionalism Dulas brings to our training programs. This is again in India, and this is part of a much bigger cold chain training program, enabling the local counterparts to be fully up to speed and fully able to install, maintain, use and operate the equipment for many years. Slide, please. Slide, please. Just a few pictures from training and our projects overseas. So I think really that starts to bring me towards the close here. Again, we're able to deliver projects globally. We've got many, many years experience, and we'd very much like to hear from partners that would like to develop a long and fruitful relationship with us. Slide, please. And that's the end of my presentation for today. The power is on if somebody wants to come and talk to Dulas and become a partner with us to deliver more significant projects into the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Bai. That was fantastic. Very interesting to listen about your solar cooling technology. Next up is the Aceongroup. Karen Shirley, do we have you online?
Hello, can you hear me? Good afternoon.
Yes, we can hear you, Karen. Over to you.
Thank you. Hello everyone. Thank you for giving me the time to introduce the Aceongroup to you all. Our company specialises in the portable market, battery and solar. We have 2 locations in the UK, Solihull and Telford. Next slide, please. Could you go back a slide? Thank you. This slide shows our Aceongroup structure. On the left-hand side is our battery division with Aceon Battery and our recent acquisition of Universal Battery Company. On the right-hand side is our solar division, Aceon Solar, and our solar generators, Solar's SDS. Universal used to be ex-Everready Special Batteries in the UK, and today we still manufacturing specialised Everready batteries which are sold around the world. Next slide, please. This is Mark Thompson, our Managing Director, our inventor and driver of the business. His age is 44, but still thinks he's 24. Aceongroup was set up with his dad, and the business has a real family feel from top to bottom. Both hard-working and have an ambition to be a worldwide company. Next slide, please. Our world is getting populated with a population expected by 10 billion by 2050. The demand for energy and food is a massive global challenge while trying to reduce climate change by 2020 and 2050. Both hard-working and have an ambition to be a worldwide company, enthusiasm, drive while bringing life-changing products to market. Slide, please. The SDS is a portable solar generator which offers 230 volts AC current, 12 volt DC current, and have 5 volt USB charging for mobile phones and computers. Our SDS was developed to deliver essential electricity so we can replace the petrol generator to bring clean energy technology. Running 12 volt LED lighting and having the ability to charge by solar panels, the SDS has a worldwide demand. Slide, please. Electricity generation is expected to nearly double between 2002 and 2025 from 14,275 billion kilowatts hours to 26,018 billion kilowatt hours. As we can see, the demand for electricity is huge and we have some real challenges ahead. Slide, please. The SDS is a similar plug-and-play system. Simply just plug the solar panel cable into the back and switch on the 230-volt electricity at the front. We currently have two models in the SDS range. Slide, please. The simple diagram shows how you can connect the solar panels into the SDS unit. You can add any 12-volt sealed lead acid to the back of the SDS so your applications can run for longer. The solar panels will charge the internal and external batteries at the same time. We currently have three models in the SDS range. Slide, please. LED lights, part of the accessories for the SDS, is our unique 12-volt LED light strips which only use low voltage and run for hours. The SDS lighting is essential for everyday use, and products like the SDS is driving innovation like low energy LED lights. Our SDS 12-volt adapter can run 5 LED lights at the same time. The lights come with a minimum 50,000 hour lifespan, so no bulb replacement required. Slide, please. Battery extension batteries. The LSDS uses 23-volt maintenance free sealed lead acid batteries into the SDS unit. However, the beauty of using 12-volt lead acid batteries is that you can extend longer running times from placing 12-volt batteries through the DC rail at the back. Bring lead acid, you can also recycle up to 90% and receive money back on the recycled lead. Slide, please. The SDS was born from visiting Africa and seeing that many communities have no or little access to power, which is an essential to live and work. Our SDS prototype had to power up a UN meeting in Nairobi when a power cut occurred, which is typical in most areas while power surges occur. Having seen this firsthand, we then decide to bring a product to market. Slide, please. This slide shows that the SDS has many applications, from powering laptops on construction sites and the need not to run petrol generators. Health and safety is becoming important, so replacing the petrol generator is an issue where accidents happen in the workplace, like burns and fumes. Many organizations like Aceongroup are now considering the SDS unit. Slide, please. At a recent exhibition, we were asked to inflate a famous Formula One car as the tyre went flat at a prestige car event in the UK. Our reason for showing this slide is because the SDS has a market for indoor use as well as being used in outside. The SDS has many applications, and I guess you are thinking of typical applications in India where the SDS can be used. Slide please. The hybrid house. Our version from the 1 kilowatt SDS is to develop the hybrid and the 12-volt house and bring to the market a 3 to 18 kilowatt system. Over the next few years, the hybrid and 12-volt house will become standard features as the world looks to come away from fossil fuel power stations, coal, gas and oil. If you look at the hybrid car which runs on petrol, battery, you're now seeing full electric cars entering the market with electric charging points coming to market, thus meaning we are looking at reducing our demand on petrol-operated cars. Innovation is changing our world. Slide please. Like we just mentioned, that the world has to look at alternatives to reducing our need and demand on fossil fuels, and with global energy prices, homes will be built around the world using new technologies that will drive further innovation, like powering lower wattage applicants so that the SDS house becomes more efficient and more affordable. Slide please. Our company is developing a new stackable inverter system whereby you can build up to 3 kilowatt to 18 kilowatts. When the batteries are discharged, the system can switch back to the national grid as and when required. Our aim is to develop a self-sufficient system which can be charged via wind and solar and not having to use coal, gas or oil. Slide please. As you can see, that around the world people are powering these homes by coming totally off-grid, a solar battery storage system. We see community solutions like this powering dwellings 1 to 6 hours for rural areas and sharing the electricity supply. Added to this, we are looking at other innovation charging solutions. Slide please. This slide is showing that even in the UK that customers are looking at being self-sufficient by having no power connected to their home. This farm in Loughborough, Leicestershire is powered through solar and batteries, and we don't have the pleasure of all-round sunshine. Slide please. Street lights. Not only are we looking to power a home, but we are developing solar street signs. Added to this, we can see solar advertising boards becoming very popular. More information can be seen on our solar website www.aceonsolar.com. Slide please. Our aim as a solar battery company is to offer the best solution for tomorrow's world. We at Aceon are committed to a leader in this field. Can I say a big thank you for having the opportunity to deliver this presentation to you. You can find more information on our organisation on our website. Once again, thank you, Karen Shirley from Aceongroup. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. That was wonderful. So I'm just going to now hand over to our next speaker, Kit Jones. Kit, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Fantastic, Kit. The floor is all yours.
Hi, yes, so my name is Kit Jones and I work for the Centre for Alternative Technology, which is an educational centre in mid-Wales. And I work particularly on the Zero Carbon Britain project, which is a research project, and I'm going to tell you about two of our pieces of research. Slide, please. So this cat has been going for 40 years, and this is a picture of the site when people first came here 40 years ago. It's a disused slate quarry in mid-Wales, and as you can see, back then it was quite barren, but they saw potential in it. Slide, please. Could we get the next slide, please? Yeah. This is the site as it looks now, and this is the building that I'm broadcasting to you from. It's an educational building, and it's got facilities for 50 people to stay there, and it's got a lecture theatre that seats 200. Slide, please. So on site we have a visitor centre with about 50,000 visitors a year who come to do short courses or just to visit the site. A lot of children and families come to learn about sustainability and renewable technology. Slide, please. Slide, please. But we also offer postgraduate courses. Our main courses are in sustainable architecture, renewable energy in the built environment, and our new course in sustainability and adaptation, which is about responding to climate change. The main products that we can offer to people from India and around the world is to study on our distance learning courses. And we have an online learning environment where students can take part in our courses from around the world. We also offer a consultancy service which can be offered over the phone or by email, and our specialisms are in renewable energy, sustainable management of water, and in education. Slide, please. So now I'm going to tell you about Zero Carbon Britain and two of the bits of research that we've done as part of Zero Carbon Britain recently. This graph shows the challenge. If we don't manage to eliminate greenhouse gas emissions, then the temperature is going to go up and up and up, and it could reach 4 degrees higher by the end of the century. So the challenge is to eliminate greenhouse gas emissions. Slide, please. And we looked at how that could be done in Britain. At the moment, the targets for Britain are to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 80% by 2050, which is a fairly challenging target. But we think that what really needs to happen is that we need to be talking about when we eliminate our greenhouse gas emissions, and we think that that needs to happen by 2030. So this is where Britain's greenhouse gas emissions come from at the moment. Most of them come from energy, but quite a lot from non-energy uses, in particular cement production and land use. But land can also act to sequester carbon. So what we've done in our model in Zero Carbon Britain is changed it so that we virtually eliminate the greenhouse gas emissions from energy production and reduce dramatically those from non-energy uses and land use, as well as doing a lot more carbon sequestration to get net zero emissions by 2030. Slide, please. So that's what it looks. So that's the challenge. That's to reduce it to that by 2030. Slide, please. Slide, please. Can we get the next slide? Okay. In my view, the slide hasn't changed, but I'll continue to talk. So oh, there we go. Oh, okay. They've jumped forward. So renewable energy is a big part of that, and much of that is, in our scenario, comes from offshore wind. The UK is the windiest country in Europe and has a huge potential for offshore wind. So in our scenario, around 50% of the UK's energy demand is met by offshore wind. And one of the issues with renewable energy, and particularly wind power, is variability. So in the latest research, what we did, slide please, was to look at weather data over a 10-year period for the United Kingdom, and we modelled what the output. Can we get the next slide, please? What the output would be over that 10-year period, and matched it up against demand. And we found that, next slide please, we found that 80% of the time, just over 80% of the time, supply exceeded demand. So that was okay, but the rest of the time we needed demand management and then a mixture of short-term energy storage and long-term energy storage. And the long-term energy storage solution that we opted for was carbon-neutral synthetic gas, which is created by using surplus electricity to split water into hydrogen and oxygen, and then combining the hydrogen with carbon from biofuels to make carbon-neutral fuels. Next slide, please. So the second piece of research as part of the most recent Zero Carbon Britain project was to look at the relationship between healthy diets and low-carbon diets. Next slide, please. At the moment in the UK, we eat a lot too many high-fat, salt and sugar foods, and a bit too much protein, and not enough fruit and vegetables compared to nutritional recommendations. So for our Zero Carbon Britain scenario, we switched. We said, what would it be like if we switched to a healthy diet? Next slide, please. We also looked at the difference, in the carbon impact of animal-based protein sources and nutritional sources and plant-based sources. And you can see that both the direct carbon impact but also the land use of animal-based protein sources is much higher. So next slide, please. So what we said is that in the UK we need to switch from eating a lot of meat and dairy products to eating much more fruit and vegetables and plant-based protein sources. And that combined with reducing the amount of food waste could reduce our emissions from food food production and land use by around 75%. Next slide, please. But the other, just click again, please. The other main thing that that switching to plant-based protein sources does is to free up land, and that allows us to do to grow energy crops, and also to use land for carbon capture and storage, which is another crucial part of our scenario. Slide, please. So that's a really quick look at the research that we did in the Zero Carbon Britain project and the products that we offer at the Centre for Alternative Technology. My name's Kit Jones. You can get in touch with me through that website. Thanks very much.
Just give us a few moments. We're trying to get started on this presentation. Please bear with us for a few minutes.
perspective, Good afternoon, everybody. This is Harsha from EBTC. Next, we're going to have the opportunity pitches. We have the Indian companies pitching. So first, we have Unitech from Kolkata, and Mr. Indranil, you can start your presentation. Indranil, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Now we are an India-based, rather Eastern region-based company working in the field of water and wastewater treatment. We have two companies. The first company, Unitech Water Technologies, is looking after the water and wastewater treatment plant, and we are looking after from concept to commissioning. Now we have another company, namely Unitech Environmental Services Pvt Ltd, where we have a Pollution Control Board approved laboratory, plus under that division we are taking up consultancy, feasibility studies and DPRs. Next slide please. Now we are working in all types of treatment plant. Basically our slogan is we treat water, whatever may be the water. Whether it is groundwater, sewage water, grey water, whatever may be the water, we do it. We can treat any kind of water. Now, although compared to the UK companies, we are a pretty much new company. We are just 6-7 years old company working, and we are more or less in a particular market segment. We are the leaders in this region, Eastern region. We are also members of Confederation of Indian Industries, Associated Chamber of Commerce, Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, then Indian Chamber of Commerce, and we are also closely associated with EBTC Kolkata. Next slide, please. Now this is our organogram. Next, we can go to the next slide, please. Yeah. Now within these 6-7 years, we have completed more than 100 projects, rather 100, to be more precise, we have completed 134 projects. And these are the main type of industries we have worked in. It is residential and commercial complexes, shopping malls, hotels and resorts, clubs and spas, hospitals. Then industry, we are working all types of industry, but most of the customers are from food processing industries. And these are the typical equipments which we manufacture. These are some standard equipments. We manufacture aerators, clarifiers. Now, we manufacture some specialized equipments like dissolved air flotation equipment, rapid mixing, flocculating and settling unit. Can you go? And it's a skid mounted version of clariflocculator. Then we are manufacturing all types of plate settlers, tube settlers, so whether it is straight plate, corrugated plates, all types of tube settlers. We are also doing bioaugmentation. Now in case of turnkey projects, we are doing complete design engineering and construction drawings. Then we take up the construction jobs, then supply, complete erection, commissioning, and even we take up the operation maintenance of that plant also. And in case of consultancy, we are preparing DPR and tenders. Then we conduct feasibility studies to understand the type of pollution the particular customer is generating, that is particularly for industries. Now, when we do preliminary design engineering, then we do detailed engineering, and finally supervision of construction, erection and commissioning activities. Next slide, please. Now we take up mainly the secondary treatment. We take up both type of treatments, aerobic treatment as well as anaerobic treatment. Now in case of aerobic treatment, we take up fixed film, then suspended growth and moving bed bioreactors. Now under suspended growth, we do trickling filters, RBCs, rotating biological contactors, and standard activated sludge or extended radiation process. And we have a patented anaerobic design which we name high rate flexible digester, HRFD. Basically, we design this for small sewage treatment plants, basically up to a capacity of 250 meter cube per day. Next slide, please. Now, these are the two types of aerators supplied and installed by us. One is the fixed surface aerators, another one the floating surface aerators. Next one, please. Now, this is the dissolved air flotation equipment. The standard dissolved air flotation equipments are coming in rectangular, circular shape. But our dissolved air flotation equipment are coming in rectangular shape, and in this case we have an advantage that we don't use compressors for putting air. And this is a photograph of that skid mounted mixing, flocculating and settling unit. This is a skid mounted version of a clariflocculator. Next one, please. And these are some ROV units, and this is an underground STP, because nowadays most of the modern housing complexes are going ahead with underground integrated STPs and WTPs in a common basement. So this is one of the photograph of an underground sewage treatment plant. Now, apart from that, we also do skid mounted units, complete sewage treatment plants. You can see the photograph, one on the track. The capacity of this plant is 150 meter cube per day, and these are the different dimensions we have mentioned. And this capacity can in one single module, this can go up to a maximum capacity of 250 meter cube per day. Next slide, please. Now, this is the potential of Indian market water and wastewater treatment. As per the reports we have, by 2018 the market size will be 3 billion euros, and it is growing by 10 to 12% per year, and that is because of the growing population, rapid urbanization, and now the government stringent norms. And now the overall market situation is 50%. Out of this total market, 50% is coming from the government sector and 50% from the private sectors. And there are some joint sectors also, government and private participation. Next one, please. Now, this is the market trend. In India now, water and wastewater treatment market is in a growth phase, and there is immense untapped potential is there. And the market type is, it is highly fragmented market. So we are trying to do it in a proper way. Next one. Now, these are the competitive factors in Indian market. First one is cost, because everybody is looking at the cost first. Then the high expertise. Then comes the prior experience, and finally the brand equity. These are the main competitive factors which these are the factors while deciding a job on the water and wastewater treatment. Next one, please. Now, these are the opportunities. The Indian government is encouraging every day for the private participation, private-public participation. Now, because there are a lot of installed capacities in India, but the problem is a lot of plants are not working at their full effectiveness because there is not those plants are not properly managed. Plus, Government of India has given a mandate for municipal corporations for treating and reusing the sewage water for non-potable purposes. And finally, out of this wastewater treatment market, sewage treatment maybe takes the 80% of the market will be for sewage treatment. Next one, please. Now, what the opportunities are here? Integrated solution in water and wastewater treatment. Now, there is also scope for design and consultancy, and energy efficient solutions at competitive costs, and maybe investment from European companies through equity participation to form a joint venture company. These are the things we are looking for from the UK companies or some other companies, from EU companies. Next one, please. Now, there is enormous growth potential because every day there is some new jobs are coming up for in case of water and wastewater treatment, and this is the most potential sector in India now. Most of the companies, large companies, are also entering into this field, into the water treatment market. And the operational advantage in India, because of the low labor cost, etc. So there is chances of sustainable development in the water and wastewater treatment market. Next one, please. So we are looking for this joint venture agreement through equity participation and looking for promising and cost-effective technologies, maybe SBR, maybe MBR, maybe some other technologies which is already prevailing in Europe, and now technology having adaptability in Indian conditions. Lastly, thank you.
Thank you, Anil. Next, we have Samics Research Materials from Delhi and Mr. Anubhav J. Anubhav, you can go ahead, please.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. This is Anubhav Jain from Samics Research Materials. In this presentation, I'm going to give you a brief idea about what we do at Samics, and then towards the end of the presentation, I'm going to share some of the opportunities that we are looking for towards the collaboration we're looking for. So Samics is a relatively newer organization. We were incorporated in 2012, and we are basically manufacturing high-performance oxide materials for applications such as fuel cells, coatings, electronics, and research. Next slide, please. This is a brief idea about our team members. Anubhav basically has significant experience in ceramics. He's worked in the US and also holds a degree, a bachelor's and a master's degree in materials. And he has an MBA from Stern as well. The other team members that we have are basically primarily bachelor's or masters in material science from various IITs. Next slide, please. So what we do at Samics is basically manufacture high purity oxides, which could be single or multi-component materials. And the process that we use is a solution-based processing. The solution-based processing has traditionally advantage over the traditional solid-state sintering method as far as the homogeneity of the final composition goes, as well as, sorry, I have this one on auto 20 seconds slide. So as far basically the advantage that we have over the traditional solid-state sintering method is that we get the perfect homogeneity, plus we get a better control over the composition, over the particle size and the surface area. So what we do basically is we have the technology, then we look for the customers who want to basically manufacture certain powders, and then we help them manufacture and commercialize those powders. Next slide, please. So right now, what we are focusing on in India, as far as the Indian market is concerned, we are looking at three major applications. The first one is the fuel cells, the second is the coatings, and third is the research. And I'm going to go a little bit more detail in the next few slides. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is a list of some of the compositions that we manufacture, and these compositions typically have applications in fuel cells. So we solid oxide fuel cells to be specific. And as you can see that, like, these compositions, say for example the first one, lanthanum strontium manganese, we can give the customers a surface area which ranges from 3 to 12 meters square per gram, if the particle size can be controlled. And so basically we have the flexibility to meet the different specifications and the requirements of the customers. Next slide. This again lists certain compositions that we typically manufacture for thermal barrier coatings. In a sense, what we basically do is we have the process that can be used to manufacture various oxides. In theory, we can make n number of oxides. And these oxides have different applications. Now, primarily we are looking at thermal barrier coatings, we are looking at fuel cells, but we also manufacture powders that go into piezoelectrics, electronics industry, and many other applications. So basically, we have the flexibility and we have the process that can go into, that can have applications, very wide applications, and solar application is also one of the things that we're looking into. Next slide, please. This gives you a quick idea of where we are located. We are basically a quick 1-hour drive from New Delhi airport. And on the left, you can see a few pictures, like some of the equipment that we have. Although we are a very small company, yet we have focused on quality equipment, and also we have a small quality control lab. On the bottom, you can see a surface area analyzer and a particle size analyzer. So, next slide, please. Now, currently, as I said, we are focused on 3 main applications, and these 3 applications are what we have looked into the Indian market. So, fuel cell is an upcoming field in Indian research group, and now we have supplied a lot of our materials to primarily all the research institutes, which includes IITs, even the DRDO labs, which are basically defense-related labs. And the next is the coatings, which has a lot of commercial application, and we are exploring this aspect as well. The third is the research, where we have significantly again made a market, and we are looking into expanding this into this area. Next slide, please. So now, besides the current focus that we are looking into, like the new opportunities that we are looking into, what opportunities we are looking at are something that are basically a natural extension to what we do right now, and also where our team can have some transferable skills. And the other thing that we are looking at is a quick adaptation. So we don't want a technology that we will be taking a year or 2 to basically come into production. So those are the 3 criteria that we are looking at when we're looking at the new opportunities. And considering these, the object that we've come up with is, next slide please, is the targets sector. So targets basically, if for most of you who don't know it, is basically a pressed or a solid ceramic or a metal compound that is basically used in primarily in film deposition aspects. So target manufacturing is something that we are looking into a collaboration, and we feel that this is an area where there is a strong market in India, and currently there are no manufacturers in India. Now, what are the technology requirements for these? For the targets, primarily we require the hot press and the machining. And for bonding, there is no per se an equipment that is required, but it's more of a knowledge and a know-how that is required. So what we are looking from the potential partners is, as far as the targets go, we are looking at some expertise in hot pressing and machining, and as far as the bonding goes, we are looking at some experience so that they can share with us and how to do the actual bonding of targets with the vacuum plate. Next slide, please. Now, I've listed some of the applications that are there for targets, and these are specific to Indian market. So there is a significant electronics and semiconductor industry presence in India, and the new government coming in, there is also a focus on solar panels and photovoltaics. So this is where, again, the targets will have application in. And the third aspect is the research and the development aspect, where most of the research institutes will have the requirement. Now, as far as the partnership arrangement we are looking at, we are very flexible in that aspect. So we are looking at whether it's a licensing agreement, whether it's a joint venture, or whether it's a manufacturing agreement. And we would be more than happy to discuss the details with potential partners. So that's a quick brief overview of why somebody should partner with Samics. The prime reason is that we focus on quality. The one thing that we have figured in India is that the quality is definitely the main focus of our business, and that is the main value add that we provide to our customers. Secondly, we are a small company, and we are focused on innovative technologies, and therefore we are very flexible in that aspect, and we can come up with a quick response to a possible venture. Secondly, we have a pretty experienced team in this aspect, so we are very knowledgeable in this area, and therefore we'll need a smaller time to basically come up and have this commercialized. The last thing is Samics, although it's a smaller company, we have strong financials. We receive the funding from the government of India, as well as we receive funding from private investors. So basically, like if somebody is interested in the targets and the bonding technology, then Samics would be happy to interact further. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Anubhav. Next, we actually are going toward next next presentation from McNally Water Engineering. The other company from C has some technical difficulties right now. We'll try and get them online. But we have Mr. Anurag Chatterjee. Mr. Anurag, can you hear us?
Hello? Can
Yes,
you
sir.
hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear
Please
me?
go ahead. Yes.
Yes, yes. Myself, Anurag Chatterjee. I am from the marketing division of the water treatment sector of the McNally Water. Actually, I want to brief our activities regarding the water treatment sector. And for details of our company, you can visit our website www.mcnallywater.com. Now, with more than 50 years of excellence in the field of engineering and construction, our success has made us develop into major EPC contractor with over 350 successfully constructed and commissioned projects. In more than 50 years of service, we have been able to construct projects in different sectors: power, steel, coal mining, ports, aluminum, material handling, mineral processing, ash handling, and water treatment. During the last 4 years, MB has grown nearly 5 times from rupees 550 crores in 2007-8 to rupees 2668 crores in 2011-12. Slide please. Next slide please. Next slide please. MB has made a rapid advancement in water treatment process, water filtration, intake well and pumping wells and wastewater treatment plant. Presently, we are executing 7 projects of water treatment plants, specifically in NTPC projects, NTPC National Thermal Power Corporations, of more than 100 MLD capacity, comprising of castelliter, stirring chamber, high rate solid contact clarifier, conventional clarifier, rapid cavity filter, tube settler, backhoe fitted, etc. We have also successfully completed and commissioned 2 into 45 meter cube power demyelination plant. We have also successfully executed the projects of water intake, pumping, transmissions, and distributions. Civil work, which is our main strength, we have executed more than 35,000 meter cube of concreting in 1 year. Slide please. Next slide please. This is a partial list of job executed under execution in the field of water treatment only. That we have done a water wastewater treatment of 14,400 meter cube per hour, comprising of high rate thickener of 55 meter tires, a huge thickener in Hindustan Zinc. In Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, we have done MS and DI pipeline projects for connecting existing water distribution station and new water distribution station pipelines, where we have installed MS pipe of 1200 millimeter dia and up to 11.7 kilometer, and 450 to 500 millimeter DI pipe up to 44.9 kilometer. And in toward boat, we have what is the water supply scheme to 674 habitations in Trichy districts, where we have installed 8 meter dia collector well, 31 underground reservoirs from capacity from 10,000 liters to 13 lakhs liters capacity, 469 overhead reservoirs of different capacity, 35 pump houses, and piping up to 1,000 kilometers. Slide please. Next slide please. For RUIDP in Rajasthan, we have installed providing the sewer lines with the manholes, where we have installed RCC pipes of different sizes. And in sale ISP, just 4 years back, we have got a prestigious order of 120 crores of Indian money. External water supply system for VUF and CCP, where we have installed cooling towers of different capacities, size steel filtrations, thickeners of different dia, filter press, scale remover filters, water softening plants, scale pit which is the minus 21 meter level, slush scupper assembly for horizontal setting tank, and also gas piping. Slide please. Next slide please. In NTPC, we have done a project in NTPC bar 2 into 660 megawatt super thermal power plant, a treatment plant comprising of cascade, chlorine emission system, reactor clarifier, rapid gravity filter, pump houses, chemical houses, liquid effluent treatment plant like tube settler, flocculator, go-size settling pond, CW chlorination system up to 3 into 100 kg per hour. Similarly, we have got order from other NTPC projects like Mauda, Rihang, Vindhyachal, and we are doing now 7 NTPC treatment plant projects of all of more than 100 MLD capacity. In NTPC BHL, this is the NBPPL, we have installed a clubbed water system. That is basically a treatment plant as well as a treatment plant as waste treatment, no very small capacity, and CW chlorination system. Everything is there, and one thing is there's a sludge dewatering system also with thickener and centrifuge also. Slide please. We have done in similar and same NBPL a DM plant with UF 3 into 70 meter cube per hour with ultrafiltration system. We have already commissioned the plant, and plant is running very successfully. In Bihar Electricity Board, we have where we have done supply of Ganga River water to Barauni TPS, where we have installed intake well at the River Ganga, makeup water pump house, desilting basins, other vertical pumps, pipelines, MS pipelines of 16 kilometer, water treatment plant of cascade reactor, reactor clarifier, etc. Stop lock gate, trash rack for a water pump house and makeup water pump house, 33 kV transmission line. 600 kVA, 1600 kV and 1000 kV transformer, LT switch gear, PLC-based control system. Next slide, please. This is a partial list of our existing clients in India in the field of water and wastewater treatment. The National Thermal Power Corporation (NTPC), where we have got repeated orders there. Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited (BHL), Damodar Valley Corporation, Hindalco, Hindustan Zinc Limited, Kolkata Municipal Corporation, MPPGCL, Steel Authority of India Limited, Tamil Nadu Water and Drainage Board, NMDC, NLC, Rajasthan Urban Industrial Development, RUIDP. Slide please. Next slide please. Now, which is our aim, which we want to do. We have already some credential in water treatment as well as piping as well as intake well. Now we have some lack of credential in the basically desalinations in RO and sewage treatment. So we want to diversify ourselves in the field of water and wastewater treatment plant. For that, we want to work jointly with other parties of expertise in the water field. Please find under some of the pre-qualification requirement of our present tender where we failed to complete due to credential and technologies which we require from the expert of water treatment field, like a reverse osmosis plant. Normally, there is a qualification requirement is 120 meter cube per hour permeate water, one plant, or 60 meter cube per hour, two plant, or 45 meter cube, 40 meter cube per hour, three plant. This is a qualification requirement, and we have not the qualification. So we want to tie up with the parties, with the foreign parties, so that their expertise in that field and our technology required is design of RO plant as well as UF and MISFIT. Slide please. Next slide please. Now the seawater desalination plants is a huge requirement, and we have very upcoming projects are named. Very new upcoming projects are coming in seawater desalination plant. But we have a lack of credential there, and basically the credential required is there is 50 to 80 MLD seawater desalination plant we have installed in the last 7 years. So we want to tie up and jointly bid in that seawater desalination plant, and with technology required is design of seawater desalination plant. This is basically RO based, reverse osmosis based. There is sewage treatment plant. There is also a very vast market in sewage treatment plant. And basically, the law for large sewage treatment plant, the main credential required is 100 MLD sewage treatment plants, preferably with SBR, NBR, and MBBR technology in the last 5 years. So we bought the technology from the other foreign parties, and their joint venture, they can with their joint venture, we can jointly bid their and the technology required anaerobic technology like USB, aerobic technology like SBR, MBR, and MBBR, and nutrient removal system. Next slide, please. There is industrial effluent treatment. That is also a large number of common effluent treatment plants are coming. And for the credential, normally required is 50 ml industrial effluent. We have to install 50 ml industrial effluent treatment plant with modern technology in the last 5 years. So we want technology from other parties like design of industrial effluent treatment plant, effluent recycle plant with zero liquid discharge. And that is a drinking water treatment plant. That is also coming in many municipals, a large number of drinking water treatment plants. So they normally want the credential of minimum 100 ml drinking water treatment plant with modern technology, space-saving technology like lamellar clarifier, viscapar mechanism, etc. So we want a tie-up with other parties, other foreign parties in that sector of drinking water treatment plants, so that if they have the technology, like space-saving technology, we can tie up and jointly build there. So that's all my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chatterjee, and thank you all for joining us for the first episode of Talks. Do keep an eye out for the next one. Unfortunately, you see from Chennai wasn't able to join us today because of technical difficulties. So we'll look forward to seeing you all at the next episode here.
Yeah, and the next episode is going to take place on the 25th of June. So please do join us. And if there are any questions, you can email us at bengaluru@ebtc.edu. So thank you so much, and have a good evening in India and a good morning in Europe. Okay, bye bye.